It is with great pleasure that I introduce to you the valedictorian of the class of 2026. Thursday night at Baccalaureate Mass, we heard from Mira Lavasser, this class salutatorian. This morning we'll hear from Brandon Fong, the valedictorian. Both titles of valedictorian and salutatorian recognize academic achievement, and the recipients are chosen from the top 10% GPA earners of the class. But at their best, these honors represent something more. They recognize students whose intellect is matched by character, whose accomplishments are matched by humility, and whose successes have strengthened the entire school community. Earlier, we recognized Brandon for the many ways he has contributed to SJND as a scholar, a leader, an athlete, a tutor, and a servant to others. Those achievements are certainly worthy of celebration, but what has always stood out most is the way Brandon has approached these opportunities, with curiosity, generosity, and a genuine desire to help others grow alongside him. This morning, Brandon represents not only the highest academic achievement of the class of 2026, but also the values that have defined the class: hard work, resilience, service, leadership, care for one another, and the clever tricks to help make the world a better place. And now, it is my pleasure to invite Brandon to the podium to share a few reflections on behalf of his classmates.
Thank you, Mr. Siddiqee, and good morning, everyone. I'm truly honored to represent the class of 2026 today as valedictorian. The graduates sitting behind me are a wonderful group of students, innovators, artists, and friends. And while I could go on for hours about how much I've grown to love them, I'd like to instead start by acknowledging everyone who made our high school journeys possible. To our teachers, thank you for pushing us to be better versions of ourselves, both as students and as people. To the administrators and staff, thank you for your work behind the scenes to ensure that our lives on campus were safe, streamlined, and supported. To our friends, our brothers, and our sisters, thank you for understanding us at our worst moments and bringing about our best. And finally, to our parents and guardians, we might not always show it, but we love you, and thank you for all of the encouragement and support you've given us since we were born. Also, a very special shout out to my mom, whose birthday it is today. Happy birthday, Mom. In honor of all these people who we are grateful for today, I'd like the class of 2026 to join me in saying thank you together on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you!
That was actually better than I expected, to be honest. Now, it's pretty easy for us to sit up here and say thank you to such a large crowd from a distance. So I encourage each of you to express your gratitude face-to-face with your loved ones after today. But if you're like me, sometimes the thought of simply showing appreciation and gratitude directly to someone else can make you feel a little bit uncomfortable or awkward. And why is that? I believe it has to do with what our generation values. To anyone who's outside of the loop, I want to introduce you to a little bit of Gen Z slang. It's called being nonchalant. To be nonchalant is to be carefree. We often use nonchalant as a compliment for those who act unfazed by life. We tell ourselves to reserve our words and show as little emotion as possible. Often, we refrain from expressing our love and gratitude for others. We might refuse to yell during our class cheer or dance during our class performances because it's embarrassing. We tend to be nonchalant, not only to be cool, but because being nonchalant makes life easier. It's easy to say it is what it is when things don't go our way. It's easy to wear our uniforms instead of finding a Spirit Week themed outfit. It's easy to say it'll be if it's meant to be in regards to our aspirations. But although it can feel cool and easy, being nonchalant hurts us. My message to you all is this: To be completely carefree is to be careless. Because always being nonchalant means we're choosing not to show up for ourselves and for others. That carefree attitude urges us to be controlled by the flow of life instead of forging our own futures. It forces us to be passive, to be bystanders, instead of fighting for what we believe in. When we refuse to care, we refuse to carry on our relationships, our passions, and our dreams. Class of 2026, remember, to be completely carefree is to be careless, and to be careless is to abandon yourself. So the question is, how do we stop being so nonchalant? Well, the best part is, we're already making progress. As a generation, we have taken the word nonchalant and ripped the non out of it. And what we're left with is this new word, chalant. Unlike being nonchalant means being unashamed to show emotion, unashamed to show that you care. Whether you realize it or not, in the past 4 years together as a class, we have learned to enable each other to be chalant. Let me jog your memory. Perhaps it was the time at the night rally when you ecstatically jumped off the bleachers with your friends after we seniors won Spirit Week. Maybe it was when you screamed in celebration, throwing your hands around your teammates after the girls' volleyball team beat Head Royce to win league championship. Or just last week when the softball team walked off against Concord in the NCS quarterfinals. In these moments of shared triumph, you let yourself experience unfiltered joy to the fullest. Remember that joy and cherish it. For many of you, you embrace the spirit of chalant by refusing to say, "Who cares?" when political and social violence threatened to fracture our society. Last year, after screenshots depicting derogatory comments towards members of our community began to circulate, you walked out, peacefully protested, and demanded justice for our classmates, our friends who were victims. While this is only one of many efforts to express solidarity with those facing injustice throughout the world, it is indicative of your compassion for others and the impact you have when you fight for what you care about. Remember that passion and that impact and cherish it. And being chalant doesn't always have to be so big and loud. In my time together with you all, I've learned that chalant is found in love. It's found in those masses where you're saying trust in you with your classmates, or in those goofy TikToks you recorded at school, or in those late nights playing Minecraft or Roblox or Fortnite with your friends. It's found in those meals at the dinner table, making jokes and sharing your day with your parents. And most of all, it's found in the stories, the raw emotions, the forgiveness, the hugs, and the tears that you shared at Kairos 9 months ago. These moments, surrounded by loved ones, are the memories that will last a lifetime. Remember that love and cherish it. Class of 2026, it is now our responsibility and our duty to carry on this legacy of joy, passion, and love into our futures. I understand that college can be intimidating, but it's also a blank slate. Now is your chance to be embarrassing, to show who you really are without being controlled by the expectations of people who already know you. In honor of our good friend Zelig, I have a quote from Marcus Aurelius. You have something in you more powerful and miraculous than the things that affect you and make you dance like a puppet. So I urge you, use that power within you to accomplish your dreams, to express yourself freely, and to stand up for others who do the same, to refuse to ignore injustice when it enters your life, and to pursue your academic passion relentlessly and remain committed to learning with humility. Looking out at each of you, I see your potential to be the next pro athletes, to be the next Artemis astronauts, to be the next doctors, forensic scientists, therapists, CEOs, and so much more. But these changes and achievements won't manifest by simply being chill and letting life take on its course. And trust me, they definitely won't happen by using ChatGPT on your assignments. They'll happen as long as you are Shalat. So get fired up, fight hard, love loudly, and if you care to start now, please join me one last time in reciting our class cheer. Who's the class with all the tricks? Class of 2026, show the world you care. Thank you.